All right, what's going on, guys? We are back with another Dokkan battle video, and today we are taking a look at the new EZA for the LR Super 17. So Super 17 just got his EZA. I think he's going to be much better. It's hard to make him worse than what he was. Hopefully this is kind of a redemption for him, but we'll see how well he performs. So we might try him here on a couple different teams, maybe a couple different events, kind of see how he looks. But this is just our initial first look at him. So let's go ahead and let's jump in and let's see how our boy is with his new EZA. All right, so we got our boy here on turn 2. Let's go ahead and take a look at what he's doing now with his EZA. So he's got attack and defense up by 200%, chance to perform a crit and damage reduction up by 17%, receives initial key +2 per rainbow key sphere obtained. Per android, target Goku or GT boss category ally attacking in the same turn. Depending on which category has more, you're going to get attack and defense up by 50%. Then when you've got another androids or target Goku category ally attacking the same turn, he's going to randomly change key spheres to rainbow, get an extra 170% defense, and get another 17% damage reduction. For every rainbow key sphere that he does obtain, he's going to end up launching additional attack that has a great chance to become a super up to 2 times. Then we've got when activating his active skill or when attacking with 17 or more key, attack and defense up by 70%. Chance for a crit goes up by another 17%. When receiving an attack, he gets another 100% defense and another 17% damage reduction. And finally, for every attack that he does receive, he's getting key +1 up to 7, an attack and defense and chance to perform a crit up to 70%. So basically, this dude wants to be running with GT bosses. He wants to be running with target Goku. He's going to get a bunch of extra defense, a bunch of extra damage reduction for doing so. He's going to rainbow orb change. The rainbow orb change is going to help give him key. It's going to help give him more attacks. And then the more he's hit, the more he's going to build up his defense, the more he's going to build up his attack, the more he's going to build up his crit, you know, all that stuff. So I think he is much better than what he was when he originally dropped. As for, is he good enough? That's what we're here to find out. Now, I don't think either of these guys are target Goku, to be honest, which is not great. So ideally, you want to run him along with Baby. Yeah, because neither of these guys are target Goku, and they're obviously not androids. So he's not getting that extra defense. He's not getting that extra damage reduction. He's not rainbow orb changing. And I mean, that's where kind of his limitations come in, right? The category specific. I do like that they added the GT bosses stipulation to, like, you know, giving him more attack and defense, but I wish they would have kept that for this part of his passive, right? The rainbow orb change, the defense, the damage reduction, because all in all, he's gonna need it, I think. Now Nova I'm gonna keep up front because he can nullify these Ki Blast supers that are me coming in. So for 17, we want to make sure he's picking up rainbow key spheres, right? So we'll go ahead and do that. He's got 3 there. The most he needs is 2 in order to do his additional attacks. And then for Omega, we'll go ahead and grab those. So I think he's going to be fine. And I keep saying it, that I think he's just going to be fine. I don't know how well he's going to actually perform. Again, like, you're going to need that target Goku. You're going to need that android to kind of help him reach his full potential here, especially like defensively. And that's going to be, I think, imperative, especially in some of these bigger events, right, where the bosses are going to hit super hard. You're going to want that defense. You're going to want that damage reduction. You're going to want that rainbow orb changing that gives him the chance to do more attacks. Now, the only thing that doesn't change with his actual, like, EZA here is going to be the fact that his active skill condition doesn't change, right? So for his active skill condition, he's actually going to need to get hit 7 or more times in battle. And that goes again for his part of his passive, right? For every attack received, he's getting more key, attack and defense, he's getting crit. And then once that's fully built up, that's when you know you've reached the active skill point. So, you know, he's going to need he's going to need the help here. Like, he's got to have a couple conditions that have to go right in order for him to reach his full potential, which can be said for a lot of characters, I guess, nowadays, but more so for this guy too, especially since he did need a lot of the help. Okay, so we're coming back down here on his next turn. The buff from Omega went away, so we'll go ahead and we'll get that back up. Now, running him with Omega is really going to help because Omega does a lot of good supporting for his allies here. So running him on Omega's team, I don't want to say it's like a necessity or a must, but he's definitely going to want that. It's definitely going to help him out a lot. Now, what we could do here is, I mean, we could throw him here, right? Because that's where all the attacks are coming in. He's obviously going to end up getting supered. And he's probably going to die. Like, I'll be straight up. He's probably going to die because Goku's going to hit very, very hard. He hasn't had a lot of chance to build up his defense. He doesn't get that extra damage reduction from having to target Goku around or an android. He does get the 17% damage reduction and an 100% defense when receiving an attack. But I don't think it's going to be enough to save him from this. But again, this is his showcase. So I do want to see what he can do as opposed to trying to win the fight. Because we can obviously win this fight. Like, we throw Omega and Nova in there and the fight's over. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to put 17 up front in danger in front of all these attacks coming. He's probably going to get supered probably right out of the gate, which is going to hurt. But that's the beauty of these showcases. We get to see what they can do, and we get to see what limitations they really have. So we're going to do this. We'll let him kind of take these hits. I was kind of hoping to pick up those tech key spheres over there. There, Dokkan, what the heck? All right, sure. So we'll grab those. We'll do this, and let's see how much damage he ends up taking from this Goku here. Okay, good. So an attack first is good, right? Okay, so he didn't super yet. That does help us, right? And you can see his attack stat going up from after getting hit a few times. He's still not dishing out a whole lot. He's not getting any kind of like guaranteed crit going on here. Okay. And he does, I believe, stack his attack on his 18 key as well. Now with his EZA, right? He's gonna stack attack on his 18 key. He's not getting defense on his 18 key, but he's getting defense on his 12 key. Well, let's see. Yeah, dude, big hit. Again, he's not built up. He doesn't have that extra damage reduction. I mean, we could almost see that coming a mile away. All right, so we're going to try this out here with him. Now, we want him getting attacks, or getting attacked. So I'm actually going to put him here in slot 1 again. It's a little bit earlier in the fight, right? It's only turn 2. Ideally, this Goku shouldn't be hitting that hard right away. Heck, it could be famous last words. But really, like, if we keep him in slot 2, he's not going to get any attacks on him. We put him in slot 3. It's really not going to help us out because he's never going to come back. So we're going to put him here in slot 1. We're going to try it out. Let's see. So let's pick up. We got to make sure we get at least 2 Rainbow Key Spheres. And now him linked with Baby actually really does help, right? Because now he is going to get that extra damage reduction. He's going to get that extra defense. He did, change the Rainbow Orbs around. He's getting extra, attack and defense from having a full group of GT bosses here. He's going to look better now. Now, he hasn't been attacked yet, which means that his attack, defense, and crit chances can still be pretty low. But he is getting, like I said, the extra defense from having Baby on rotation with him. He's getting extra damage reduction from having Baby with him. He's getting the buff from Omega's domain. He's, getting extra defense when he receives an attack, plus the extra damage reduction when receiving the attack. So he's going to look much better right now. Let's go ahead and let's do this. So ideally, like, keeping him and Baby together is going to be like one of those big things. So maybe running him, like, obviously with a double Omega lead is going to be good for overall support. But if you have like a double Baby lead, that might make it easier to get that part of his passive. I mean, unless they come up with another really good target Goku or Android character, then, man, I don't know. Because, I mean, he's not limited to GT bosses because there's only one part of his passive that has that, but it's also counted along with androids and target Goku. So if we get another, like, say like a really strong like Android 13 or something like that, you know, he's target Goku, he's an android, you know, that stuff could really help out and get that part of his passive still. Dude, he took that super really well, by the way. I know it's only turn 2. I don't think Goku has like his big damage buff going on yet, but slot 1, turn 1 for him, you know, he did really, really well. Not to mention we got a bunch of attacks in there on him, so that's pretty good. That'll help kind of buff him up a little bit more. Let's see if we can make it to the next turn. Either, I don't think we'll die, but we might kill Goku, or he'll be like really close to death. Let's see if we can make it into the next turn. If not, we'll jump into another event. All right, so we didn't finish him on the last turn, so we are actually here, right? He's not attacking up front. He's not doing anything there, so we're going to go ahead and let 17 just kind of get the finishing blow. Unfortunately, we don't have his active skill. That would have been really nice to finish off on. Right, kind of do that, get the KO screen, get all that stuff. But we'll make sure to get that in here as well, probably towards the end of the video, most likely. But let's go ahead and let's let 17 just finish off Goku here. Now, there's no attacks coming up front either, so we're really not worried about anything, like at all at this point. So let's go ahead and do this. He's going to launch a couple attacks here. Goku's going to be dead, and then we probably jump into another fight. All right, so here on turn 3, we're in the Omega event. So I figured this is going to be a good event for 17 to get a lot of hits in on him. Unfortunately, he is locked there in that slot 1, so if he doesn't dodge, he's going to get stunned. So we're not really going to be able to see any of his like attack stat kind of go up here, or see what he's looking like right now. But we've got him here. He's with Baby. Hopefully this gets him in quite a few attacks, because I mean, I think there's like, what, 4 or 5 right there in the start, and then he's going to get at least one of those group attacks in, because I think Omega in the back will stun. Well, he's going to cancel out at least one of those attacks. So we'll get pretty close to having his active ready, and then I think by the time he comes back around again, you know, he'll get hit a couple more times, he'll be good to go, and then we'll be able to actually use his active. So let's, I mean, it's not really going to matter too much what we do with him right here, because again, like I said, he's going to get stunned unless he dodges, because Omega does his super right away, so, which does kind of suck. But especially on a character that you kind of build, I mean, you can build him as kind of a dodge style character if you wanted to. Oh, he actually did dodge. Okay. I take back everything I said. You can build him as a dodge style character if you want to, right, to kind of prioritize that, but you got to remember he does want to get hit. So that is one thing, right, you got to be aware of. He does want to get hit in order to build up. He's got to get hit in order to do his active. So him getting hit is good. Now, having the dodge in there obviously does help for situations like this, right, where he dodged that super. That's a good reason to have some dodge in this character as well. Because without that, like, you can build him up all you want, but if you're still getting hit with these crazy super attacks, I mean, he may not dodge them, and he may just get smacked. All right, yeah, so Omega's going to cancel out one of these group attacks here. Yep, so we got another one coming in. So this will hit 17, add to his build up there as well. And then, yeah, and then we're going to come back to him. Unfortunately, he's still not going to have his active skill yet, but we're gonna get there. We're working on it. We're getting him there. We'll see this boy fully built up at some point, I promise. Okay, so here on 17's second turn, we'll go ahead and do this. So he is locked in that second spot, which is just fine. It's exactly what we wanted, so that we can keep him on rotation with Baby. Now, between this turn and next turn, we might kill Omega before we really get a chance to see his active. I'm going to try my best, I guess, to kind of hold back here. But I don't know how well that's going to work out with all these. Dude, this team is so, like, orb heavy. It's crazy. Like, there's always all these rainbow key spheres everywhere to help get you those super attacks. Yeah, see, Baby's just going to dodge. So Baby's still going to attack here. On the next turn, if we get to the next turn, yeah, big if. If we get to the next turn, I'm going to try my best to hold back, but I think Omega's pretty much done here. Before we really got a chance to see 17's full build up, you know, his active and all that stuff, but we'll try again. We'll get him in there. We'll get his active in there. His attack stat's nothing crazy, right? So 29 million, I mean, to say 29 million isn't anything crazy is actually pretty wild to me. But yeah, look, all the crits he's going to be doing now, which is great. But I mean, he's doing damage, right? He's there. He's kind of, I don't want to say he's a tank, right? If he had guard, plus all this damage reduction and defense that he's getting, I think he'd be a great defensive unit to have running around. But for right now, I think he's just fine, man. I think he's good. He's a good buff to this team. He's doing really, really well, right? You don't want to put him in, you know, up at slot 1, you know, right away before he gets a chance to get all his build up, before he's got his extra damage reduction, all his stuff kind of going. But yeah, man, I think he's actually a little bit better than what I anticipated, especially running with this team. Like, the support he gives, like, not support to the team, but like what he brings to the team to kind of fill it out more is just, it's really good. All right, so here we've got 17 fully built up. His active is ready to go. Now the domain's gone. Omega still has quite a bit of health, so I don't think this is actually going to kill. But we are going to be able to see the active skill, and then we will be sure to throw in at the very end. We'll just throw in him doing the active and getting his KO screen. But for now, let's go ahead and let's see the active skill.
Nobody can beat me when I'm Super 17. Prepare to die! Electro Eclipse Bomb!
Okay, so I mean, not bad. You know, again, the more and more time you have with 17, you know, the more he's doing his 18 key supers, the more he's actually gonna be able to build up his attack. So I could see that active skill hitting like really hard kind of later on. Now, when he did do that, right, he's got his active skill, or if he's attacking with 17 or more key, he's getting an additional attack and defense up by 70%, and a chase from a crit up by 17%. So that does activate that like right out of the gate without having to get the 17 key. So there is that as well to kind of keep in mind. I mean, we're basically going to finish off Omega here. Unfortunately, you know, not with the active, but like I said, we'll jump right to getting the active skill and getting the KO screen, and then that's pretty much going to be it for his video, because I think we've seen everything that we really need to of him, and he's much better than what I had expected. Well, let's see, we might actually be able to get 17 to do the finishing blow here as well. Nope, just kidding. Baby said, screw you, it's my turn. All right, we'll jump to his active.
Nobody can beat me when I'm Super 17. Prepare to die! Electro Eclipse Bomb!
There it is, the KO screen. Dude, that's menacing. Looks good. Looks good. All right, so that's all we wanted to see from Super 17 here in his EZA. So I think we're pretty much going to wrap this video up here. So that was our look at the EZA for the LR Super 17. Overall, he actually performed a lot better than what I expected. I will say that. I thought he was going to be like a just okay kind of character, you know, throwing these teams. The way he fills these teams out is actually pretty good. And then once you kind of get him going, he's a pretty solid character. His EZA I am actually pleasantly surprised with what they did with him here. Definitely made him much better, kind of redeemed him a little bit, if you will. But overall, great character. Love his EZA. I think on his team, with the GT bosses, with Baby, with Omega, he fills in very, very well and just kind of, completes the team a little bit better. Overall, though, great character. I love it. Very good. If you guys stuck around to the end of the video, I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with me. Let me know what you guys think of the EZA for the LR Super 17. Do you like it? Do you hate it? What would you change about it if you could? And let me know what kind of teams you plan on running them on. Like, subscribe, do the thing, and I'll see you guys next time. See you!